Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Sebastian Fitness Solutions. The term supplement is a very large umbrella term that can include a variety of different products, each with serving a different purpose. But by and large, the most common form of supplements are dietary supplements, which is what most people are concerned with and which is what I'm going to be talking about in this particular video. What is up everybody, this is Sebastian from Sebastian Fitness Solutions, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing a very common question, or rather concern, that a lot of people have, especially those who are new into lifting or the fitness lifestyle in general, and that is, are supplements dangerous? Now, the term supplement is a very large umbrella term that can include a variety of different products, each with serving a different purpose. But by and large, the most common form of supplements are dietary supplements, which is what most people are concerned with and which is what I'm going to be talking about in this particular video. Now, to answer the question, are supplements dangerous? Well, the short and simple answer is that no, they are not dangerous. Now, supplements, especially not in the context of what you and I are thinking of, by the way. Now, supplements are nothing more than just products containing, concentrated amounts of certain nutrients that are beneficial for the body or that are useful for the body, which are otherwise available in the various foods that we eat, just not in the amounts that we desire, Now, there is nothing inherent about supplements that makes them dangerous. And I don't know, how this myth is still surviving, in this day and age, despite how often it has been dispelled. The funniest thing is that the people who talk about, supplements being dangerous are the ones who themselves don't work out or lead, to make any effort in leading a healthy lifestyle. The people who talk about, the funny thing is that the people who talk about, whey protein being bad for you are the same people who, go ahead and enjoy as much junk food in the world as they possibly can. A lot of them even smoke and drink, and for them whey protein is bad. But I digress. Now, the real question here is, where does this myth even come from? This whole myth that supplements are dangerous. Now, I've identified 4 key reasons or thoughts through which this whole myth could possibly have stemmed or propagated. They are, reason number 1, ignorance. Now, you've probably heard of the saying, ignorance breeds fear. And we as humans, we fear what we don't understand. And I think that's what the case is in the case of supplements as well. Because, a lot of people don't really understand what supplements are and, what they're made of, The most common cause, I would say, of this irrational fear of supplements is simple ignorance of what they are and how they're made. And if you even go take the time to just do basic level of research, you'd know that they're just basic food products, just like a lot of other things that we consume. Reason number 2, this misleading fear-mongering by the media. Now, the next most common cause that I can think of for this myth is actually the most influential of them all. And that is these, bullshit, misleading, fear-mongering kind of articles by the media. Now, the media, especially, television, newspapers, magazines, etc., have a firm grasp over the thoughts and the thinking of the common man. They, they can dictate what the common man is thinking by literally feeding them information, which, the average person is kind of conditioned to believe. And we all know how the media loves a story, right? They will do absolutely anything to get your attention. Now think about this. Which headline do you think would grab more attention? Supplements are safe, or 18-year-old boy dies from taking supplements? You get the point. And it is these sensationalist and fear-mongering kind of articles that have almost no fact backing them up that plant this idea in people's minds, which then becomes very hard to get rid of. Reason number 3. The steroid connection. Most of you are familiar with nutrition supplements, are also familiar with the concept of anabolic steroids. Now, anabolic steroids are essentially synthetic versions or synthetic hormones which most certainly can have some serious negative consequences if taken irresponsibly. But they are not the same as dietary supplements. It's steroids and other performance enhancing drugs that have inadvertently brought about this whole fear of side effects when it comes to supplements, because people tend to associate the two. And this is the case more so because of the marketing that's used to promote these supplements, because the marketing scheme that is used is mostly like, focusing on, aggressive and fast muscle gain, and that's with false promises like that. And usually they have these jacked up bodybuilders who are there on the cover to kind of, advertise for the same, and people kind of make that connection and they start wondering, well, if this is the kind of results that is supposed to get from it, then maybe, it's some sort of a steroid. So, which cannot be further from the truth actually, but that's how it is. Now, dietary supplements are extracts of nutrients that are available over the counter, whereas steroids and other drugs are hormones and or some really, really potent drugs, which are, for the most part, majority of which are actually illegal. They are not the same, these two. And last but not least, reason number 4, the not natural argument. One argument that one argument about supplements that is put forth is that it's not natural and therefore it's not good for you. This argument is so asinine and utterly baseless. I don't know how to explain that. I want to ask these people something. Define natural. What is natural? Let's take the example of whey protein. Whey protein is one of the 2 types of protein available in milk, and it is extraction of this whey protein from milk using different processes, and that whey protein is what is used in the products that we see on in these supplements. Now, isn't milk available from nature? Now, the argument that these people have put forth is that, well, but there's some processing involved, so it's not natural and blah blah blah. But in that case, that is the case with pretty much everything we consume these days. You think your rice or your wheat was just taken from the crop and just on your table directly like that on your plate? Do you have any idea the kind of processing that is involved for that particular grain for it to end up in what you see in your plate when you're eating it? To all those people who keep harping about natural, why don't you start your day off with a glass of snake venom? It's natural, right? Everything natural is not good. Everything natural is not bad. Everything man-made is not good. But at the same time, everything man-made is not bad either. And here's another fun fact. You've actually already consumed whey protein supplements. All of us have. Yes, even those who are completely against it or have supposedly never bought a bodybuilding supplement. All of us have consumed it. Remember that Cerelac or other baby formulation product that your mama fed you when you were a kid? Well, that contains whey protein concentrate. The very same thing that is there in your protein supplements, these bodybuilding supplements that are supposedly very harmful and dangerous for you. So I guess all of us are not natural then, huh? So you see, the entire argument about supplements being dangerous comes from pretty much from fear, misunderstanding, and sheer hypocrisy. With that being said, there are some circumstances in which supplements can be dangerous. The first circumstance would be if the product that you are consuming is actually a duplicate or a fake product of what is being advertised. And this issue is very, very common in a place like India, in a country like India, where there are a huge market of fake protein supplements floating around. And this can really be a huge problem because it's not the whey protein itself that is the issue, but rather these people who are selling God knows what in those supplements, and what they've put in there, with what kind of hygiene, what kind of products they've used, and then we have no idea. And consumption of that can definitely be dangerous if it's some risky thing put in there. That's not an issue of whey protein itself, rather the issue of a fake product, which can be the case with anything. And these can definitely have serious consequences, especially because a lot of these guys who make these fake products actually use crushed oral anabolic steroids in these products because they want to give the consumer this, some results that they can feel like, oh, maybe I should go and buy that product from the same person again. So that, my friends, can definitely be dangerous. However, it's not a problem of supplements itself. It is a problem of people misusing supplements and kind of, cheating people and committing this huge illegal activity of selling, spurious products. The second case in which supplements can be dangerous are a very selective type of supplements which, fall outside the realm of typical dietary supplements giving nutrients. These supplements primarily contain certain kind of chemicals and certain kind of drugs as well, which are meant to stimulate the body in different ways, either the nervous system or your heart. And a classic example of this would be pre-workouts and your fat burners. Now, products like these contain certain kind of compounds, certain kind of drugs also. In fact, caffeine is used in many of these and whatnot, and they can cause you to have an elevated heart rate and whatnot. Different kind of responses that you find in the body, stimulation of your nervous system, which can affect different people in different ways, especially those who have a pre-existing condition like a pre-existing heart condition, or someone who misuses something like this and tends to use it too often, more than it should be. Something like this can definitely be hurtful to you on a case-by-case scenario if you use it inappropriately. But these two cases aside, pretty much everything else that falls under the regular supplement list that most people would consider either for nutrition or for anything of that sort, like protein, multivitamins, fish oil, BCAA, something of that sort, all of that comes under a realm of supplements which are absolutely safe to take. So hopefully this video dispels that whole myth to you or to anybody that you can share this video to, so we can finally put this myth to rest. Supplements are really beneficial if used carefully and if used well, used wisely rather, and we don't want to rely too much on them, but at the same time, fear mongering and unnecessarily trying to bash them for no reason makes no sense. This allows us to maximize what we can get out of our diets and out of our nutrition. So I really hope that this video was informative for you, and if it was, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button right now, join the channel, and most importantly, share this video with your friends, your family, and anybody else who you think is still a victim of this myth, and help them understand the truth, so they can either help themselves in getting better, or at the very least stop propagating bullshit to others and prevent them from getting the good results that they can get. So that's it guys, I'm done talking, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, as always, keep learning, keep growing. Hey, thank you for watching that video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And finally, to watch another video, click right over here.